Welcome to the 07 Show Christmas Special. We're in a festive spirit. It's a great season, and with me is CCP Mimic here to celebrate. How are you doing, Mimic?
I am in a wonderful mood. It's Christmas. I'm all dressed up. It's perfect. And you guys get to be in the festive spirit too. And if you aren't already, then certainly take part in chat, because we're going to be giving away skins and all sorts of things. So be sure to let everybody know how happy you're feeling.
Yeah, and don't forget to use our hashtag on Twitter, 07show, and react.eveonline.com to tell us how you feel over the holidays. And we are going to have a bunch of stuff to show you. What are we going to start with?
We are going to start with a wonderful message from our executive producer, CCP Seagull.
Hello, EVE players, and happy holidays from all of us here at CCP Games. I want to start today by saying a special hello to all the new players who have joined the EVE universe since our Ascension expansion. In video messages like this one, I regularly bring news and updates about what we're doing with EVE. And as we head into next year, we'll soon be ready to reveal some of the next big features on the horizon for EVE. We have some very ambitious plans for EVE Online, but we also think that your feedback is a crucial part of the development process. That's why we have so many devs talking directly to you across our forums and social media. Everything from artists to programmers and game designers. We also have a group of players elected by you to represent the community, the Council of Stellar Management. They will actually travel to our studio here in Reykjavik in January to meet with the teams working on EVE and bring community feedback right into the heart of the development process. Now, you don't have to get involved in any of this to play and enjoy EVE, but I wanted to tell you about these things so that you know that EVE and CCP work a bit differently from many other games companies and publishers. I also want to say hello to those of you who have returned to EVE because you can now use Clone State Alpha to be part of the game without deciding upfront on subscription. Welcome back. And if you feel like a lot has changed since you were here the last time, the EVE Updates website might help you get a sense for what features have been released. It's our public roadmap of changes, and you can pick the date for when you last played and step forward through all the changes until you reach the here and now. It's a lot. And we still have tons that we want to improve and change about EVE, but we're also really proud of where we have gotten to with the last few years of changes. Some of my favorite changes in Ascension just got some updates this week. The new mining operations that you can find in belts across New Eden have become smarter about defending themselves based on what security region they are in. And they also provide remote reps to players who have excellent standings with their corporation. These behaviors, they're a taste of the super cool things that we will continue to do for PvE content in EVE. We've also made lots of follow-up changes to the new Inception experience for new players. So if you're still thinking of someone who should try EVE, the experience is now more polished than ever. It's also been amazing to see the huge battles going down over citadels in the past few weeks, blowing our old records for system populations and fight participants just out of the water. But we are also seeing overall record levels of activity across the whole game. On a weekly basis, we have doubled the amount of people who are playing EVE Online, which I think is so very exciting for the future. As we're approaching the end of the year, we are celebrating the holidays with gifts to you. So remember to check for those in the redeeming system on your accounts throughout December. Fly with courage. Thank you for being part of the EVE Online universe and community, and I'll see you in 2017. It will be an amazing year for EVE.
Toot, toot.
Welcome to the news at 07.
The Concord Assembly has begun its daily distribution of holiday gifts. We hope you're enjoying the items so far, and of course we remind you to all log in daily to make sure you don't miss out on any. We've heard there's quite a bit of excitement about the gifts this year, but we're going to go to our reporter in the field, CCP Nova, to learn more.
There's a lot of excitement in the air, and you can really feel the tension. We will of course keep you posted as the situation develops. Back to the studio.
Thank you, CCP Nova. Another reason to be excited in the holiday season is the release of the Glacial drift skins made to fit any frigate, cruiser or destroyer out there. Let's see how they look in space.
Those sure look cool, but since we're gazing at pretty things, we want to show you the new fireworks our graphics team have made for you and that you'll be receiving as a gift over the holidays.
These look stunning, even if we say so ourselves. So as a bonus, we also want to show you some more firework concepts our graphics team has been working on for future celebration. A Keepstar citadel belonging to the Circle of Two Alliance fell to a massive enemy fleet last weekend. The structure was one of the biggest ever built, and apart from being an important base for the Capsuleer Alliance, It is now the coffin of over 62 million civilians living in the Keepstar, all vaporized in the massive fireball that was once their home. Let's have a minute of silence for each of their lost souls. That's probably enough. Yeah. A lot of amazing battle reports and stories have come out of the fray. We'd like to highlight the Scope Network's video released earlier in the week with amazing coverage of the Keepstar Bash and nearby battles, featuring interviews with key participants. We'd also like to highlight the haunting and beautiful pictures taken by Razorien. They really capture the terrifying beauty of both space itself and the spirit of the unfolding events. But let's take a look.
Please go visit his Flickr page for more beautiful space photography, and of course, follow him on Twitter.
A lot of people across different time zones stayed up to watch streams of the battle. One of them was the Space Pope himself, who danced to the latest permaban song, waiting for the Keepstar to bite the dust.
Hang on here, that's not the only reaction video that we have. In fact, we've obtained another piece of footage showing someone else listening to another permaban song.
We all know I just got back from China and I was heavily jet-lagged, trying my best to stay up for the end of it, really. But I just kind of felt before the Citadel, I guess.
The EVE-NT Championship season wrapped up last weekend with loads of explosions. The player-run tournament, comprised of a minor league and a major league running consecutively, had viewers on the edge of their seats for the finals.
In the minor league, Clever Girls took the first place, whereas the other team, that's the team name, won the major league. The prizes are pretty amazing, consisting of unique red, white and blue Independent Gaming Commission skins for the Apocalypse. The skins are donated by CCP as a token of our admiration for the heroes of the EVE sports scene, both on the field and behind the scenes.
This year has seen a number of player-run tournaments alongside the CCP-held conclusion of the Amar Championships and the 14th Annual Alliance Tournament. This has resulted in a total of 1,491 ships being killed in the tournament systems of PE1 TAC R1 and JB TAC 007. And of course, 17 tournament prize ships were lost this year alone. Destruction is not limited to structured fun, though, and New Eden has seen the death of 7,138,493 ships this year. Industrialists have made their mark by manufacturing 56,608,238 ships, requiring a total of 1,311,544,902,706 cubic meters of ore being mined. And here, of course, is my favorite graph of the year, showing the total amount of feldspar mined by Ventures.
The second summit of this CSM term is not too far off and will take place here in Reykjavik from January 30th through the 2nd of February. Now is the time to get in touch with the members of the Council of Stellar Management to tell them what you feel EVE needs. We caught up with Jin'taan from the CSM.
This year for the CSM has been effectively a refresh year. We've had very few incumbents come in, and that's given us kind of a blank slate to work with. A lot of things have had to be reforged, but in general, I think we've set CSM 12 up for the perfect routine to help build on what both we and CCP have done. It's my view that the CSM is effectively a way for the community to represent itself effectively for CCP, with it being a constructive and kind of an established mechanism of feedback for CCP. Obviously, alpha clones were a massive change to the game. And I'm proud to say that CSM 11 has had a huge impact on the way that that's developed and was implemented by CCP. We helped to really direct the flow of that towards the state where it currently is, where you cannot multi-box alpha clients, as we recognized immediately the potential for abuse there and tried to curtail that as much as possible. The CSM in general is looking at a wide range of topics that they want to bring to CCP this summit. The best way for people to get in contact with your CSM representative is just any way that's best for you. We're available on almost every forum of communication that exists. So please just reach out to us. We'll either reply or we won't, but we will be listening and we will be watching.
Starter is a new website dedicated to raising funds for EVE projects ranging from news writing to in-game operations, and even snowball fights. The site is run by Nash Cadaver of the CSM and his buddies from the EVE NT community group, along with some well-known names from the EVE community. The site makes use of the API to accept and dispense donations with the goal of full transparency. If you have an EVE-focused project that requires funding from the community, this might be an interesting site for you to check out.
You've probably all seen the myevestory videos featuring real EVE players telling stories of their experiences in New Eden. Early in the next year, CCP will be hosting a competition where you can post your EVE story. There will be grand prizes to be won, of course, and early reports indicate that we'll get some good receptions to this tournament. But we're going to go back to our man on the ground, CCP Nova.
Thank you. People have been reacting really quickly to this call. The stories are already piling up behind me, as you can see. There's a lot of excitement. There's even a little bit of a scuffle this morning. We'll keep you posted, of course, as the situation develops. Over to you, Gard.
Thank you, CCP Nova. Now, you all know about this upcoming contest and can use the holidays to plan which story you'd pick to tell the world on film.
We want to give a shout out to a brand new player called Avarei Kugisa, who started playing right after the Ascension release and has been building this amazing spaceship control and lighting panel for EVE. We recommend the full story that he posted on Imager for fans of homemade electronics and good old dedication. It's really amazing stuff.
Operation Magic School Bus is the welcome wagon for new pilots in EVE Online. Supported by the generous contributions of ships and ISK by veteran players, it visits all the career systems, helping newbies out with advice, links, fitted ships, and a friendly word or two. The operation just celebrated its 2nd birthday and is busier than ever, supporting the hordes of alphas arriving every day. Mike Azariah of former CSM fame is the driver of the Magic School Bus, and he invites benefactors and interested parties to join the OMSB mailing list.
That's it for the news. Good night. This is CCP Guard reporting for the 07 show. Our Astero is about to land here in Shanghai, and we're about to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of EVE in China. Is here in Shanghai to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of EVE in China. We're going to talk to the Chinese players about what they want for the future of EVE Online, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Let's go take a look at the event. This is CCP Guard at the hub in Shanghai. We're here for the 10th anniversary of EVE in China, and the place opens in just like 45 minutes. It looks absolutely amazing. We're expecting 600 players. Tian City, our publisher here in China, have done an absolutely wonderful job of decorating the place. It looks amazing with EVE pictures all over the place. They have an amazing store. They even brought in some meteors for players to look at, because everybody likes space. Lots of presentation content, and I hear there's even a band playing later today. I don't know about that, but we'll see what it is. we play games?
It's alive. So you ask me why we play games. For me, it's just living a life.
Game is about everything, and on the upside, everything is game.
We are here with our friend Shadow, who has made something very special, Eve-related. Can you tell us what it is that you made?
这是一个耳机，然后是我个人设计的，就送给 EV 的设计师。我自己学习使用软件，然后从图纸开始，然后有我朋友的帮忙去完成了这个耳机。是我给 CCP 的礼物。
这款游戏我在刚接触到的时候，是在视频网站上看到了官方制作的《英语果》。那它讲述的是一个间谍战的故事，最后是它通过洗机库的一种方式，使一个联盟受到了瓦解。那我那个时候是接触下来，觉得这个游戏的自由度非常的高，在里面可以为所欲为。但是真的玩起来之后，我发现在这个游戏里边会交到各种各样的朋友。有些朋友他们不为利益所动，但是真的是在另一个世界的家人一样。那也是我坚持了将近6-7年一个游戏时间的原因吧。那另一方面也是因为这个游戏它更贴近于现实。我们船爆掉了，装备可以被别人捡走。那这一方面残酷的机制，我是觉得说，虽然会导致很多新人离开，他们接受不了这样的损失，但是这是很一个世界的投影，我觉得非常好。
It's been a wonderful weekend here in Shanghai with the Chinese players, hearing what they want for the future of EVE. We've had a lot of fun, but now we have to go back to Iceland. But thank you for everything. 谢谢.
Over on New Caldari, there's a statue of the first pilot to ask, "Can I bring my Drake to a fight?" Once that line became popular, I bet he got all the girls.
Welcome back to the studio. I'm CCP Mimic and you are watching the 07 Show's Christmas Extravaganza. So if you want your chance to win some of the skins that we're giving away, be sure to take part in our chat channels and use the hashtag 07 Show. But we're now going to go to an interview that CCP Guide recorded earlier with CCP Larrikin and CCP Burger.
Welcome to the interrogation room where we extract information from developers in a humane fashion. Welcome, gentlemen.
G'day.
Hi.
So how are you doing? I'm guessing wonderful?
No.
No, Larrikin has been crying all morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's up, Larrikin?
Well, I moved away from the hellish heat of Australia to Iceland to get myself some of that white Christmas goodness.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Iceland has disappointed me. Like last Christmas was wonderful. It was snowing and there were butterflies. Okay, there weren't butterflies. It was snowing and it's not. It's wet and cold and dark.
It's like it's a bit dystopian, isn't it?
It's yeah. One might even call it a Blade Runner Christmas.
Yeah. That would be a good way to describe it. Yeah,
That'd be an excellent way.
but we're trying to make up for it with some decorations and so hopefully you'll be all right.
Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You guys come from a development team called
Team Phenomenon.
And you do what?
brand new AI and better tools to create better content.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It is. It's super fun.
Yeah. So you've been busy, and players have already been getting their hands on some of your work. So before we get into talking about the NPC mining fleets, I wanted to ask you about the new Defender missile system. How has that been going? Rolling that out?
Look, it's gone really well. It hit TQ a couple of days ago, and so far it's looking pretty good. I mean, there's been some controversy over the name.
Yeah.
Of it, and I can't actually comment on it, but I believe that CCP Logibro will be releasing a formal statement, probably sometime on this show, about the name of the Defender missile system.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I apologize. I'm just not authorized to comment on it.
Yeah, yeah. But the Defender missiles, I mean, they've been in. They've been kind of neglected for a long time. I mean, they used to be kind of a cool idea way back in the day, and then it hasn't been touched, and now we have Defender missiles.
We do, and now you can launch them, and they will go and blow up a random bomb in their launch range. So they can also be fit to destroyers, and we're expecting to see them in like nullsec combat when there's some risk of bombs. You can bring along a bunch of friends in destroyers, and they can try and guard you from the hideous bomber threat. So
okay,
yeah.
It sounds like a reasonable thing to do to counter those pesky bombs a little bit.
Yeah.
But the big feature you guys have been working on now lately is the NPC mining fleets. For people who have been maybe hiding in stations since they were unleashed, what exactly are the new NPC mining fleets?
So the new NPC mining fleets are exactly what they sound like. There's NPC miners. They belong to a variety of different high-sec corporations and the pirate corporations. And you'll see them in the belts, in the regular asteroid belts, where you yourselves may be mining. And they act very similar to players. They mine asteroids. They deplete asteroids. Haulers will come in and take away the ore. The haulers are rumored to hold strong boxes, which have some valuable skins and blueprints in them as well. And if anyone were foolish enough to attack some of these NPC miners, their response fleet comes in and tries to rescue them. So
they're pretty tough. I've heard some terrifying stories of people who have lost some cool shit to these things.
Yeah, we've seen some really interesting killmails lately, and it's really great. And,
yeah,
I mean it's one of the things that we're constantly working on balancing them and the response forces and figuring out like good ways to make a good and fun fight.
Yeah. In fact, we've been jumping and fighting them as well, and have died them a couple of times as well. But yeah, look, we actually just made with the release in December, we made a couple of changes to them. To start with, we made their response forces a little bit more reflective of the space you're in. So if you're in high sec, you're a lot more likely to get frigates than battleships.
Okay.
There's still a chance though, so I'd be wary if you're attacking them.
Yeah.
And in low sec and then null sec, you're much more likely to get cruisers and battleships, respectively.
Okay.
So
we also did some tweaking to the bounties of them, so they're kind of more juicy.
Much more juicy, especially in null sec and low sec. Yeah.
More rewards for all that risk, which is taking down some expensive ships, as we've seen. 4 billion is rattlesnakes and such that we've heard about
within the first 24 hours, even.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary. So, but we've been experimenting like in the past with making NPCs a little more interesting to tackle. Like burner missions. We've done the new NPE, and now this. Like what is it like? What's it like making these things? Like what's the difference between like how do you approach the problem differently than when you just make these mobs of NPCs that are I wouldn't say dumb, but maybe more traditional, and they more rely on like numbers than smarts maybe. How do you go about making them interesting?
So we hit it from two different angles. To start with, the stats of the NPCs actually we fire up like Python fitting assistant. Very quickly, I want to give a shout out to the Python devs. I asked for a little feature to make my life easier to author these NPCs, and they put it into Python for me. So thank you very much, guys.
Great. That's awesome.
But yeah, so we fire it up. We fit them with player modules and player skills, and that's how we get the stats for them. So they reflect what you guys fly, right? And then we hit it on the other side is we have some awesome AI tech that we started using with the drifters, and we've expanded that, and we've actually got them working together as a single fleet. So they react to threats. They even like calculate where the best place to kind of position their fleet is and ensure that the Logi are shielded behind their main DPS fleet, while the E-War guys will even sit further out. Like, they don't need to come in close. So they actually work together kind of as a fleet. And the combination of those two factors really makes them feel much more challenging.
Yeah. And they would you have any recommendations for new players that, you know, haven't tried this, or, you know, players that haven't tried this in general, want to go and try it out without maybe losing their best ship? Any good advice?
Well, yeah, definitely. First one is don't bring a ship you're not prepared to lose, but that's advice for EVE Online. Don't undock in a ship you're not prepared to lose. I would bring friends as well. And if you want to have a little bit of an easier time of it, I would go after some of the high sec guys. You're much more likely to get a frigate spawn. And you should totally bring some logistics with you as well. Like, you're going to want that. Even the frigates are a bit of a challenge. I mean, if you bring some cruisers with a Logi or two, you should be fine. But if you go into nullsec, or if you get a battleship spawn, you should probably just warp out.
Yeah, it's good advice. Do you kind of think you've hit the kind of right spot in terms of difficulty now, or like, are you going to be making a lot of tweaks to them in the future?
I think we're definitely. I mean, we're constantly looking at this and evaluating, the stuff that we're doing, and I think, you know, there are some really interesting things on the horizon that we're looking at and kind of testing out on our secret little sandboxes. So we're getting to a really interesting place, but still some interesting tweaks, some interesting new behaviors, some exciting stuff.
So, in fact, one of the things that we released in December is if you have positive standings towards the NPCs and you're damaged in the same belt as the combat NPCs, they will remote rep you. So they'll actually sort of help you fight. If you're friends with them, obviously. If you start shooting them, they will stop remote repping you. But yeah.
It's really interesting. Adds a lot of dynamics and kind of life to the space. And have an NPC population out there making decisions based on what you do. So the future of NPCs, smart, dangerous, interesting NPCs in EVE.
So exciting! The future, man.
We've been seeing, like, because we've been doing these experiments with different feature sets involving NPCs now, and the obvious question that a lot of people have been asking, like, do we plan to replace all NPC interactions, old NPC interactions, missions and stuff, with these new, smarter?
I mean, in an ideal world, definitely, but I mean, it's going to take time, and it's going to, it's not like flicking a switch, but everything that we do, we try to do it in very scalable fashion. So we managed to, 9 or 10 different corporations that we actually released.
12 plus the pirates. So.
12 plus the pirates, So we try to do everything in a very kind of scalable fashion. And so it's a very new approach to how we work. But slowly, maybe 2017, 2018, we'll start to kind of see more old NPCs swap out.
We have some plans in this area. We have a lot of PvE content in our game. So going back and like just replacing the old NPCs with these new NPCs would be an enormous task. It should take us a long time to go.
You got to rework some things along the way. And
exactly. So look, it's not going to happen quickly. Over time, I'm sure it will. But we have a CSM summit in like a month and a half, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to be chatting with the CSM about the new NPCs and some of the amazing plans that we have with them. if you guys have ideas, we would love to hear them, right? So go talk to your CSM, give them all of the good ideas. I believe Jin'taan, or I can't remember exactly which CSM, is going to run a bit of a PvE like roundtable sort of session, like town hall session, to get some ideas about that. Would love to hear that. Would love to have them tell us about all of your awesome ideas.
Yeah, it's going to be really good to have them over, coming at a really good time to talk about a lot of things moving forward. So we're in a good spot to have them affect our work.
Absolutely.
But that's it for us for now, I think. Thank you guys for coming on. This has been it's been really exciting to see the fruits of your labor on TQ, and we look forward to the future.
Expect more soon.
Yeah. We'll be back after this.
Cat Croaker. Cat Croaker. Cat Croaker. Cat Croaker.
Cat Croaker.
Cat Croaker.
Cat Croaker.
Cat Croaker.
Glugageiger.
Glugageiger.
Glugageiger. Glugageiger.
Okay, next.
Glugageiger.
Glugageiger. Svörusleiker.
Svörusleiker.
Steve.
Svörusleiker.
Svörusleiker.
Welcome back to the studio. I'm CCP Mimic, and this is my dear friend CCP Guard, and we are here telling you how wonderful a community are, and there's no better way to prove that than by showcasing one of the community initiatives, which is evemeet.net. And you guys have embraced this wholeheartedly and organized hundreds of events around the world this year. So just to give you a little bit more of an idea of what's been happening out there in the real world, take a look at this.
The holiday season is all about enjoying each other's company and eating a lot. And so our crew decided to get together in the CCP kitchen and bake some space cookies, which are apparently delicious. And let's take a look. Let's see how it went.
Hello and welcome back to the CCP kitchen. I'm CCP Logibro and this is CCP Falcon, and we're here to cook some holiday treats.
We've decided that we're going to do things a little bit more professionally this year. Looks, yeah, delicious.
Very delicious.
Oh my god.
So now you can stick in your drink greens. Is that sufficiently whisked? CCP
I do
Falcon?
believe it. Well, I've been whisking it for the last 15 minutes.
And remember kids, drink quick.
It's delicious.
Where is our pan.
Oh, we need an actual pan too.
Yes.
That is looking vile.
Very sticky.
Yeah, it's very sticky, and it's all just sticking to the whisk as well. So this is going to be a train wreck. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Part of the CCP alphabet. Should be okay. Okay, it's going to be fine. Don't panic.
I'm panicking already.
I have full confidence in our abilities this time around. I think we're going to do great. I'm very happy. This is going very, very well. We pre-buttered some trays, as you can see. This is going to be wonderful. This is going to be amazing. Is that a flower?
Have you never seen a flower before?
I live in a world of darkness. Now it's time to get serious again. We can like
clean up a little bit.
This is going to be good. See, I'm just gently agitating the icing to make sure that it covers correctly.
I've seen this once in a video on YouTube.
A little star there, and a little star there. This is going to be great.
We've got a number of cookies with faces, a number of cookies with stars.
We've got some cookies that are just really happy to be cookies as well. Seems good.
They probably won't be happy to be cookies later.
Concord star, gingerbread man that looks like he shit himself. We've got a dude here and his girlfriend here.
And a cyclops.
Yeah, and a cyclops cookie too, yeah.
We hope you have a very happy holiday, and we will keep seeing you around.
Yep. Happy holidays from the entire crew of the 07 show. And we'll see you guys again in the new year.
Oh, send us photos of your cookies.
Yeah, make your own cookies. Send us pictures. We want to see this. #07 show.
Well, all good things must come to an end. We must say goodbye, but we just want to thank you all for being a part of our community this year. It's been a really amazing year for us and hopefully for you too. And we have so many things to look forward to. Not just the holidays around the corner, but 2017. It's going to be fantastic.
It'll be a wonderful year. Very action-packed with all our friends and all our spaceships and all those explosions.
So we look forward to seeing what you guys have planned for the holidays. All those colorful explosions, fireworks, good times. And we bid you farewell for now. But remember, there's only one ship that can visit more homes this holiday season than Santa's sleigh. And that is the Friendship. Until next time.